let's move to Iraq now, where our correspondent Nicole Johnston has been following the Iraqi forces' offensive against Daesh in Erbil. She joins me live now. Nicole, good to see you. So this airport has just been captured, pushing Daesh out. Talk us through the significance of this particular airport and the fact that it's been captured.
Well, it's significant because it's a huge, vast, sprawling area. It was Mosul's international airport. It's just south of the western part of the city. It carries a symbolic significance as well for those Iraqi forces that only just started the campaign in the western part. Right next to the airport is a large military base. So we're talking about a big open expanse of land. A large combat forces have been moving forward. So not house-to-house fighting, but wide open land fighting. Now, there was a heavy presence of Daesh in that base, but the fighting only started today in the airport, and it seems to have been captured relatively quickly, even though we were told that the fighting was pretty steady, that Iraqi forces were taking it not too quickly because they didn't want to end up with maximum casualties. The other reason it's significant is it is the southern doorstep into the western part of Mosul city. So from here on in, it should be an open run until they reach the center of the western part of the city, where it's going to be the old town. It'll be dense, it'll be street-to-street fighting, and the Iraqi forces expect that it could be even more difficult to capture there than it was in the eastern part of Mosul.
Nicole, the battle, as we understand it, was meant to be incredibly tough, and the fact that the airport was captured in under a week since the operation began, how do we look at that? Is that a good sign of things to come?
It does look like a good sign, but it's not really surprising that it only took a few days to capture that territory because, as I said, it was open ground fighting. As I was just explaining, though, it is going to be much more difficult once they enter the old part of Mosul city because it is so densely populated. 600 to 700,000 people are still living there. It's going to be hard for the Iraqi forces to take on Daesh, to meet their booby traps that they'll have left behind, suicide car bombs, snipers, all of those things that they faced in East Mosul, they'll also face in West Mosul, with perhaps an even heavier presence of civilians to try and deal with and to try and minimize civilian casualties at the same time.
Okay, Nicole, many thanks for that. Nicole Johnston in Erbil.